We attempted in January to reach the president of the City Council of PTAs. We didn't have much luck, and when we attempted to reach the individual PTAs, we were told that the programs had already been set for the year, which was certainly something that we could understand. Naturally, the PTAs are the essential audience for the film, though we have certainly not lacked audience. The film has, at this point, been shown to 3,000 or 4,000 people in the Dallas area alone. In any event, we were unable to make any contact with the City Council at all. We were able to show to about half a dozen individual PTAs through principals who became interested in the film. In June, when we read that a new president had been elected to the City Council, we sent information on the school, on the film, and wrote her a letter. We waited about a month, and we received no answer. At that point, I called her on the phone. She told me that she had not received the communications. So we sent all of the material and the letter again. This time I sent it registered mail.
This was to Mrs. Miller.
This is correct. We know, of course, because we received the card back from the post office, that the material we sent was received. We then attempted to reach her by telephone, unsuccessfully, over a period of another couple of weeks. We were advised to call Mrs. Leon Price. She also attempted to reach Mrs. Miller for us. Mrs. Price was leaving town, and she was unable to reach Mrs. Miller in the time that she had. She suggested that we call Mr. McKay at the ISD. He gave me the name of the person who was the program chairman, but then he said that he would prefer to try to handle it himself. I was told later that he was going to talk to Alfred Roberts at the ISD. Mr. Roberts also is the gentleman that we go through to when we have any difficulty with the ESOP grant. At that point, Mr. Roberts made a suggestion that we contact a certain person who had particularly clout with the City Council. I'm afraid at that point I felt it was ludicrous. It seemed ridiculous that we had to go through such a process simply to be heard. So I decided that something really had to be done, that either something was really lacking in communication between us and the City Council of PTAs. At best, perhaps they were being rude. At worst, you figure it out. We just felt like there was no way that we could get through to them. What worries me is that there is unilateral action being taken in regard to this matter. I know that all the individual PTA groups have representatives on the City Council. Are they aware that this action is being taken? Have they been brought into the decision that we should not have the opportunity to show the film for the City Council? I want you to understand that we still feel that we will call each individual PTA and make an attempt for the film to be shown. You understand, it isn't that we get anything out of it. The citizens have paid for this film, and the purpose of it is for them to see what can happen when you have a racially integrated situation in schools under good conditions.